Don't jump. I reserved 2 seats because I'm the one that helps the kids down. So if they fall, I fall. So we're filling up fast.
For the seat, reserve.
Is this very front row not reserved?
We're doing it. Thank you.
Hey, when
How are you
when
guys?
you get to be my age, you look for places to sit very quickly.
Please.
Morning, sir. Good to see you again.
We have 1,000 viewers. We're famous.
Yes, I heard that. Are you going to be able to see them?
Yeah.
Mason said that if we don't get seats, we have to sit in a library and live stream it. I was like, you are God. The movie.
And I'm allowed in here.
Don't tell my mom. I swear I didn't have. I looked at the thing and they said they were supposed to have certificates in like May or something. So yes. We do not tell my mom if that is the case. It's their case. I know, I told her. I love her. I felt too bad. Like, I felt like this is totally my fault. I should have, like, emailed her. You didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, get the spot there in. This is a small place.
And what's so good is, I guess this is for all the
Yeah, Mason said that there was 75 kids in there.
He's anywhere from 175 to, I don't know, 120. Oh, really? Yes.
Nice of them.
Oh, that's what put everybody to shame, man. No, if you want, you can have that, and then that's going to cut to your brother. You know? And if this is more for good Is he on the other side?
He's in these two rooms, yes. Superintendent for a few years. Josh retired. Oh, is that right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's him.
He said that they practice for 6 hours. Yes.
I remember graduating from McMahon was like a big day. It was yours.
Well, that's.
Yeah. You said 2 hours. congratulations.
I was so like I saw you and I was just like, is it lunch or something? And I go and be like, hey, and it's like not you, and I was just like, how? It's totally him. Just you know, just my anxiety. There's just yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I imagine family employees at home. Yeah. Yeah? No, I don't want to do that. Never got it. Yeah, that's.
Oh, yeah, because we had one. I'm working. But, yeah, I work at 10. Oh, no, I work at 9. Yeah, I work at 9. Because I
never seen that movie.
But I don't know.
All right, so I will email you. I'll email you.
I don't know if he's like, but it's in that somewhere house in here. And you like my mind.
All right, I'll email you.
You know what? You get my haircut and it's one off.
You might have to do it. Yeah, Mason is like, his hair is thick too, and then it gets like right over the ears and stuff. Probably not even like a month. No, Mom. That's like you're only too much.
It's like a little bit of shock, but then you are much cooler. Yeah, it's shocking.
And she's having some sort of allergic reaction to her face. No way she misses this. And I remember, I forgot I ate chicken. Yeah, so it's usually like when I have 130. I'm like, oh my God. Thanks. I don't feel overdone, but I'm so glad my mom is having a hysteria reaction to something so okay. Oh, good. You wouldn't have wanted to come anyway. You have to get scared. I told her to stay home. Mom, I can't.
Yep, you will.
If you look like, you know. Who are you waving?
From McCullough.
He's gonna do the camera work. I didn't even realize they had that thing up there. I've been coming here for how many years? I've never even seen it. In addition to streaming,
nothing but occupying the seat, honestly.
Okay.
But
But
they are streaming in.
They are. Oh, yeah, it's going to be in the library, I guess, for overflow. There's going to be people in the library.
You know what though? And I did see that Brian McMahon was live streaming aircraft. I wonder if they're doing it on this.
Yeah,
Should I tell my mom?
2 viewers. You know, what are the chances your mom is going to pop up and get on a live stream?
She has some time before that. Which
Oh, no, she. Oh,
I was going to say, I just got
Oh, look at that. Very creepy. Yeah, it is.
really creepy, man.
I'm just occupying the seat and trying not to knock the camera over.
How are you, love?
Are you guys excited about your trip across the
I
country?
can't believe how
We are.
I can't believe how I grew up.
Up north.
Oh, is that Blanford? How you're going?
Yeah, we're going to excursion.
Oh, man.
I saw that you were like taking like, you know, we have some suggestions.
Yeah.
Well, your house, like, you might die if you fall out or something. It's like it's insane. It's so.
It's gonna go real.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So
it's
they're
delayed.
doing that.
So and
So they got
and
one
her.
schedule, what's
They don't show every day. It's the craziest thing. I couldn't believe it. I thought 40 hours of work week, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday.
Interesting concept.
So our host is here saying, well, no, he's saying you can stay, but I can't. It's saying Emmett needs something. That's why we're They have a very Someone comes in and says, Emmett, I'm gonna destroy you today.
I like it.
It's just times.
Yeah.
While we're still
Don't tell my mom. So I'm just, and I just called right, you know, the middle section.
It's a 13-year-old.
Right. Like, and then if you don't
When you sit down, you can't see.
really,
Right. You can see stage, but you can't see the ground. So we're like, okay,
that makes
we're
it
just stand.
She's supposed to.
I didn't let him read that I wrote that, but that's literally how it went down. I am not exaggerating. No.
Like he's frustrated that he injustice on it. Scared me.
I was not expecting that answer.
That's called a turnaround.
Right, things and they were very quick to point out, we never told you.
Okay? Because for him to say, I'll brush my teeth,
Not gonna be fair.
shocker in itself. Second of all, it might be twice in a day. Which I don't even know if God is ever grateful for that.
You know, like
Ever. As long as he's been alive. So,
separates us from the animals. We have that split second in between event and
This special lady inside.
We finally,
I feel like it's a big, cool building, a bunch of people, big classes. It'll be a fresh start.
of course, at the end of the night, so I cannot
Intervene.
intervene or embarrass her. He waited. She could probably like, oh, she's too. Is that her? Is that her? Is that her? Or you, I tell you what, this one. And he never told me. I don't know if it's what I'm embarrassed. Did you see that? Oh my God. He still gets grabbed by his friends. It's me and my mom, but I forget what day. What day it was. Me and my mom were in center. I think it was Christmas. So they walked out and pulled out.
And he's right there.
And his friend goes, oh my God, I feel so sorry. And Jason is like, so yeah, I don't know why. I'd be so embarrassed or think that I would embarrass him.
He's your wise guy, huh?
But you know, whatever. Man, learn how to deal with some awkwardness. They're just like coming down to the level. Yeah, I'm trying to teach you life lessons.
Mom is high altitude training. She's up here, her life is up here, we'll be talking.
I've seen him upset since he's
Damn.
I mean, you guys see him, obviously.
So it's the example.
No, I'm sure. Like, normally you spend even a little bit of time with that.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a fun thing about it. Yeah, Mason got that.
Yes.
Friend. He's up in his big ship. Walk by. It's like
Oh my God, this is happening. This is happening. You're actually opening it up. So how did you, or how did you get off? Know what was bad? Or what did you, how did you like make it right? No. Now I don't know. I don't know what to do. I just never know. And then we go to A&W and get like fries, and then we like go to Teach World, and then we get that price.
You like stare at her in the
Yes. And you know, like, I was just like, what are you doing? Because I didn't get it. I don't know. If her friends aren't friends with my other than that,
You're shut out. You're shut out. It's a long and lonely life.
you're going to be crazy. But I had no idea what to do. So I've been asking various people.
Yeah, and then if we would die and went back to the south. All right, we love you, ladies, but we're not going to let somebody run away. I tell you, what's like this out? It's just like suddenly 3 in the morning. Really, it's just knocking on the door. Man, you know, yeah. Honestly, I would worry. I was, you know, and like really strict house on fire. What brings you here right now? Goes here. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 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 Well, because he knows for as long as he was there, Tina would spoil him and cook for him or whatever. So she's like a pushover when it comes to that stuff.
I don't think we're going to have to complain. I think
Yeah, that's right.
that's what I feel like.
You know what I was figuring out at that age was what can I get away with while I'm sleeping? You know, like you figure out what the exactly how my parents feel about it. And you know, like certain how late I can be out at night, friends I have, that sort of thing. I was just trying to figure out how to navigate the rules.
Studies. Lane was like, Lane comes in like science. It was like the program for studies.
Oh, yeah.
He's like science. Oh, can I take one there? Science.
Yeah, just that I don't want to yeah, I think that's freaking out, man. I know. I was like, I remember when you get there and they say you want to exactly. And that was the end of the program. Like now,
And a different sub-program.
I mean, very but it seems like, whoa, we're jumping.
It's like in college.
That's what I feel like. You're getting this drive.
He would be so alleviated.
I know.
He's very Mason does it right. The fact is, I'm not afraid to call it. And he's looking forward to it.
People who report that or the industries that make money out of selling it's an educational testing for one professors that need to recycle 100%. Our kids are doing
And then he was like, I was with us.
You never hear like women talking about like, what's your ideal man? Well,
Like my anxiety was on here. So they
It was the ID.
yeah.
That was the kids were like, yeah, this thing all night. This is just talking.
no one looked at me. Everyone looked at me. It was never this audio
teenagers have mastered
It's
that.
true.
As
They
soon
might
as they will get to their real life,
They might do that once in a while.
because they get I know it's
Yeah, it sounds like he's just tired. Somewhere just coming
I
out.
have to find effort.
Well, you see what teacher about.
But he said he was going to be in the hallway.
That's
So credits.
teenage.
You know what he was?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's a hard time.
I'll go find it.
About like,
Last minute compounds. Last minute compounds.
feel like you're ready for more responsibility. You want to be treated like a grown-up.
He's going to have
Oh, so I can say. All right. Good luck. I don't see any
I
big
always
men.
loved Mark Twain. Talked about how when Mark Twain was 18 years old, he thought his dad was the it made me think, you know, like, right. You have a totally different perspective.
Yeah, I remember him coming over. It's really good. Good here.
How are you guys doing this? Oh my God. He said 5 weeks and then your husband's done, or you're just doing it?
I got a car. My parents made it deal with me. I paid for my own gas. I got a car. I paid for the big payment to the years and they would pay the rest of the year. That was the deal.
I like always use
But
that.
if I didn't make money to cover those things, and push someplace like that.
Instead of always saying I'm not sick, which I like, but up and down.
Do a little getaway, something that's actually free. So we're gonna do that, and I was like, I don't know, say something. Yeah, I mean, 15 states. We're not really anymore. I'm like, yes.
And then the word that you were
Oh my gosh. And then I know some of the like this one guy that was an ed guy, he was on the something. And he's just like telling me all about this I'm like yeah. It seems like power and I'm not like
What's the origin?
there it is, right? Champagne.
Are you on? Excuse me. Southern outside. Are you ready for me to push this map off the stage now?
Yeah, we're done. Shall we propose the turtle?
Uh-huh.
That was not mine. That was never before I got it. Oh my God. What happened? Who was that? Oh my God. And I was just going to come and tell you. That was the situation. Oh my God, thank God you're here. I know that the rule is you can't even smoke across the street, and here they are.
Let's say you show up.
Yeah. Twist my arm just so it looks good, perfect, fine. Here they are. Hello. No, we don't.
What time did you get there for the
5:15. I had no idea that this was going to be all pro. Yeah, I didn't. And Mason's like, this isn't working. And I was like, just walk. And then he's like, it's much better.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah.
No.
It's not. We always buy stuff. But he was like, we gotta go really early. As soon as he said that library, I was like, yeah, now I'm not sitting in a library watching it on a screen. Like in a bar, I said that. I was just like, yeah, no, let's leave now. But yeah, and then I'm hoping to finish that. Yeah, I think so.
I find it hard.
Yeah, there's like all like the
You know, I mean, what's essentially what religion is all really has much to do with having it going. Nobody's real secret. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. There seems like they're. I have to wear glasses.
guys still together?
Yeah, that's. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, because there's certain.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
All right, I'm going to stop watching.
Don't worry. Yeah.
I updated my messenger now. stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Well, run away, they say, no one will love you as you are, but won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. The sharpest words are I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I breeze hits my skin. Far away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the stars. We are warriors. I know that there's a place for us. We are warriors. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, they'll send the flood coming down the house. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, gonna send a flag, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is brave, this is who we're meant to be, this is me. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies, this is me. This is me.
Before I start, I would like to thank all of the wonderful staff here at Roton, from the nurse to the security guards to the teachers. You are what makes this school so special. I remember the first time I walked in those doors and was directed to this group. It is almost poetic how we started our middle school journey here in this room, and this is where we are finishing it. When we arrived here on the first day of 6th grade, Mr. Vellucci told us that our time here would go by really quickly. I'll be honest, at the time I did not really believe him, but he was certainly right. I'm a numbers guy, so I would like to point out that we've spent about 3,529 hours here. It's hard to imagine that so many hours could pass so quickly, but it sure feels like they have. While the time may have seemed to fly by, I would like to take a moment to highlight many of the things that have changed since we first arrived here. We came mostly from 3 different elementary schools: Brookside, Roton, and Columbus. It took a few weeks for us to get used to each other and make friends across school lines, but once we did, some of our new friends became some of our closest ones. We came here as scared little 6th graders trying to navigate the endless halls and looking up at the massive 8th graders. Now we know the school as well as our own home and can easily make our way from class to class. And now we are those massive, confident 8th graders. We've all grown physically as well, at least most of you have. Our academic lives changed too. Roton was the first time we switched classrooms throughout the day and had teachers dedicated to a single subject. Before middle school, failing to do well on an assignment might get you a scolding, but nothing else. Now every small assignment becomes part of our final grade. And with Power School, our parents sometimes know our grades before we do. Our school also changed a lot while we were here. When we arrived here, there were 5 different colorful teams. Now we have 2 houses. When we came, there were 7 periods in a day, then 8, and now we have 4 blocks. Somehow though, no matter how much the schedule changed, there was always time for a seemingly endless alphabet soup of standardized tests. NWEA, SBAC, PSAT, NGSS, and so on. Even though it was only 3 years long, middle school is one of the most developmental times of our life so far. I look forward to going to high school with all of you next year, where we will continue to grow, continue to develop, and continue to take even more standardized tests. Congrats to the students and parents here for making it through middle school.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and fellow graduates. Tonight we are taking yet another step towards our future. Some may think that 8th grade promotion is nothing important, but it's a time where we are closing yet another chapter of our lives, ready to write another. 8th grade graduation is an exciting time. It's both an ending and a beginning. It's warm memories of the past and big dreams for the future. This night will allow us to reminisce on our amazing past 3 years at Roton Middle School. All the trials and tribulations, those nights where we pulled an all-nighter trying to finish a project, the laughs we shared in the classroom, which we did get scolded for, the friends we've made, and most importantly, how we all have changed as people. We're lucky to have been given the chance to grow in an environment with teachers willing to help you in any way, staff who took care of our school and the well-being of our students, and principal and vice principal who work hard to make our school even better. Sadly, we can't take this place with us off to high school, but all the memories we have made, all that we have learned, all the imprints the school has left on us will stay with us as we walk through the doors of high school for the first time. So thank you, Roton. Thank you for helping us progress in our lives and meet the most amazing people. There is only room to grow from here on out. I know that we will all take different paths, go to different schools, and choose different careers. But we have something that connects us moving forward, our common goal towards success. Is even stated in the chant that we say every morning, we are successful. Our school has more than prepared us for the challenges of not only high school, but the real world. As we all strive for success, nothing can stop us. Roton students are respectful, responsible, achievers, motivated, and successful, and we will continue to be those things. No matter where we go in the future, we are still Rams, and we will always be Roton. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. It's going to be a tough act to follow, these 2 students, but I'll give it my best shot. Welcome to the promotion ceremony. For those of you, well, I want to thank you for being here and inviting me to this important event. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Mike Barvis. I'm the chairman of the Board of Education, and my son graduated from Roton in 2012. And it's hard to believe it's been that long, but you students were just finishing 2nd grade at that time. And now you're ready to go to high school. So it's a little scary how quickly time does pass. I know some of you in this class, but not most of you. So I decided to call Mr. Vellucci as your principal to find out a little more about you. And I said, what words would characterize this class? And these were some of the words he used: friendly, kind, unified, responsible, respectful, motivated, and successful. All, I'd say, very commendable attributes. And then he was saying, have you looked up their academic record? And I said, well, actually, I've seen it, but maybe you should refresh my memory. And he said, well, I have some new statistics for you, referring to those tests you so enjoy taking and mentioned. But on your end-of-year assessments, the results were particularly impressive. So in math, 78% of you met or exceeded projected growth rates, which is a really remarkable statistic. You don't see these numbers very often, but as chairman of the board, I look at them all the time, and that is really a noteworthy number. And in reading as well, 61% of you met or exceeded your projected growth. So I think you all contributed to Roton's remarkable strength in its school performance index. So the state now has these indexes, they're looking at all these numbers, not just standardized test scores, but a range of factors. And they particularly look at how the higher performing students do versus lower performing. And Roton's numbers have been remarkable. And as a result, Newark Public Schools numbers have really been improving. And we have set new highs on these state accountability standards. And at this point, we are now kind of nipping at the heels of some of our neighboring towns, which no one thought we could ever do. But Roton definitely has been part of that, and you are an amazing class and should be complimented and congratulated for that performance. And in addition, I think you as a class have some other noteworthy achievements. 79 out of the 171 students in this class earned the Presidential Award, which is a GPA of 3.5 or higher. That's 46% of the class, which is a new number. I come and speak at this graduation every year. The numbers have never been anywhere close to that high. So congratulations. 38 of you have straight A's for 3 years. That's a GPA of 2.7. That's 22% of the class, another record. And as peer mediators, those of you who participate in that program, you also set a new record with 30 mediations this year, which is the highest in 10 years. And as peer mediators, you produced a video that was shared with all the school, and in addition was also shared with the Brian McMahon peer mediation team. And with this, you demonstrated impressive leadership, empathy, as well as compassion. As a class, you also participated in the Roton Community Foundation, and you showed your ability to communicate with the community and with involvement. You raised dollars for victims of natural disasters in both Puerto Rico and Florida, and you facilitated School Spirit Days, which promoted a positive school climate. Very important thing in this day and age. And not only did you do all of this here while you were here in Norwalk, but you also represented Roton and Norwalk Public Schools proudly in a number of cities as well as in Japan. So I'd like to congratulate the Roton class of 2018, or you might be called the high school class of 2022, and potentially the college class of 2026, which seems so far away. So I hope you will never forget these formative 3 years of middle school. It's a trying time at periods, but I hope you do remember it, and I hope you relish your success today, but don't forget, come September, you'll need to get to work. Good luck.
I want to take a moment to, number one, to thank our two wonderful scholar leaders, because they were just amazing. And also Mr. Barbas, who has been a tremendous supporter for Roton Middle School. And actually, I recall Mr. Barbas when he was a parent, when he was the PTA president here at Roton Middle School, and as a member of the board and as a chairperson, he is always there looking out for us. And I'm always very excited to have Mr. Barbas come to speak to our parents and students. So Mr. Barbas, thank you very much. You know, when you have wonderful words come from the chairman of the board about the class of 2018, it kind of brings almost, I get very sentimental lately, but almost tears to my eyes. And I want you to know that you, in the words of Miss Didone, I'm going to steal Miss Didone's words. She actually were saying about your class and all those 8th graders in chorus to the parents a few days ago. She actually said that you are a gift I never heard that before. About any class. Very profound way to describe a group of young men and young women. And she actually went on saying, you are the type of gift that we don't want to give away. You are the type of gift that we want to keep. And as you move forward, we will always remember you as a gift. The kind of gift that we cannot keep, but we will always remember because you're such a wonderful gift, not only to us, but I'm sure to the future to come. I also want to take a moment before I share a few words with all of you to really thank Ms. James as our assistant principal here at Roton Middle School for her leadership and assistance. I also want to thank Mr. Shannon, who represents the leadership team from Central Office. Thank you, Mr. Shannon, for being here. And also Ms. Mahoney and Mr. Monty that do tremendous work day in and day out. And all of you may or may not know, but Mr. Monty has decided to embark on a new adventure moving forward. So this is actually her last year, and we want to really... I'm sorry, what did I say? Oh, Mr. Monty, you're sitting too close to Miss Mahoney. So Miss Mahoney, who will be moving on, and we want to thank her for all the wonderful work she's done. Thank you, Mr. Barbers. I would have been in a lot of trouble after this. All right, so also before we go on, there are so many people that I want to thank, but the moment you put names out there, people get offended. You know, why didn't he mention my name or her name or his name? The entire Roton staff thinks the world of you. And there is never a day that they do not share positive things about you and your achievement. And the wonderful Roton staff had done so much to really make tonight take place. I'm just the principal. Everybody else does a lot of the hard work. So I want you to really show appreciation for the wonderful staff that we have at Roton High School. Really, really appreciate it. And so, you know, I'm going to go out on a limb and certainly thank Ms. Racer and Ms. Blue. They are tremendous support to me day in and day out. So, you know, they're the first people you see when you come to Roton. So wonderful, really thank you to the two of them. We appreciate it. And tonight we're also very fortunate to have some, you know, a couple of alumni, if you will. We have Mr. Crouch as a guest tonight. Mr. Crouch. And I know that Mr. Crouch was very, very instrumental in your 6th and 7th grade work here at Roton, so it was wonderful to see him. And I know that deep down inside, Mr. Crouch will always be a Rams, okay? So even though he's now in a different school. And many of you might have seen Mr. Pennington. Mr. Pennington is the CISD at Roton Elementary School. He is a person that I could rely on all the time. As you know, he was at Roton, and he's here tonight, and he has been extremely helpful. For the first time, we're really streamlining live what is happening here today in the library so that we could actually have people see this in a few minutes delay in the library. So any of you who do not have seats in the back, we got a visit from the fire chief today. He and I had a long talk. One thing that I promised him is that I was not going to have anyone blocking the doors. And then knowing Chief Carlson, he made you step out. So we want to make sure that if you do not have a place to sit, that the library is about 120 seats that we set up. So you could actually see the program as it evolves tonight. And also, I want to acknowledge that we also have the principal from Brookside here tonight, who feeds into Roton, Miss Fay. Thank you for being here, Miss Fay. We appreciate it. It's wonderful to see you and to have you. So it is really great to see, Brookside and to see, Roton representation, and also Jefferson. We do get a few kids from Jefferson lately, so we want to make certain that that is out there. So listen, I could say millions of things about you, and I'm going to say a few things, and then we're going to move on to the program because we don't want to keep you here the whole night. You work too hard. So parents and guests all over the place. I want to say to you that we had a little incident today. I got a couple of emails from parents. The world we live in today, emails fly. And sometimes I try to get away from that computer because that's where I will be most of the time otherwise. But we had a situation today while we were practicing for promotion. One of our staff members got sick in the back of the auditorium. So in the middle of the promotion practice, we had to get the fire department, we had to call the police, we had to call the ambulance. But you know what I found extremely amazing about the gift that we have in front of us? That they were so respectful. They were so responsible. You could actually hear a pin drop when that happened in the auditorium. And what we did, we lined up back in the gym. But that's to share with you how special these young men and young ladies really are. They are almost hard to believe that they're 8th graders. And with that goes all those words that Mr. Barbas mentioned, how they are so kind, so generous, and so actively involved. So you as parents have done a tremendous job. They are all your pride and our pride and joy. And there's that old saying which says the apple doesn't fall too far from the trees. So today there were amazing apples. Throughout the 3 years, there were amazing apples. So tonight, you are to be the amazing trees, which means that as we go through the program, and we're going to start calling names to come up, and we're going to try to read everyone's names without interruptions, that the expectation is that tonight, you as parents and guests are going to be as good as the apples that you sent to work in middle school. So we will see. There will be a real test. So let me just quickly say a couple of words more and then we'll stop. At times I do say things and people call me back and they say, Mr. Bellucci, maybe I disagree, or maybe sometimes people say, gee, the last time we were there was 3 or 4 years ago. Can you tell our guests about Mr. Big? Could you do me a favor? If any of you heard me say anything about Mr. Big, will you raise your hands? All right, so maybe that's why. If you never heard of Mr. Big, I know Mr. Crouch has heard of Mr. Big. And a couple of times, and I'm sure Mr. Barbas has. But so to the request of about 3 or 4 of you, I think it kind of goes along with what we're trying to do. There is a person's name, multi-billionaire. His name is Mr. Big. Capital B, capital I, and capital G. Big. He lives somewhere in southwestern Florida. And every year around this time of the year, he actually invites the promoting class in grade 8 in some of the schools in southwestern Florida. Nothing unusual, nothing different this year. He invited the group, about 178 graders, maybe a lot like you. So he also required that at least one parent go along with them. So the promise was, or still is, that the student that he actually would select will get to go ahead and attend a monumentally effective school on his property for 4 years, paid college, and guaranteed employment, 6 figures the first year out of college. So you can see that all 170 kids and parents went. So Mr. Big is welcoming everyone to his amazing estate. And as they entered the estate, rolling acres, you know, pineapple trees, banana trees, mango trees, palm trees, and the kids and their families are dismayed as they walk through. Mr. Big with the megaphone is saying, you now are entering this and that, these are those trees, this is this, and they're going by, and I want to make the story very short. They're going by this little lake, more like a pond. And as the kids and the parents are looking, huge alligators. And as they're looking, here is Mr. Big saying, I'm going to select one of you. And I know that you are responsible. I know you are respectful. I know that you are achievers. And you're motivated. And you are going to be successful. A lot like us, Rams. But I am looking for the one person, because I'm only going to pick one of you, that's got a little bit more, to be more of a risk taker in order to compete, to think out of the box, and to make it big in life. Because you're going to be competing with so many other people. So as he is saying this, all of a sudden, as they're walking by this pond, little lake, there's a big splash. Splash. Everybody stops, right? And they look. And what they see in there is Angela. She is swimming for her life. She did not even know how to swim. But she's swimming, fighting alligators. Her goal was to get to the other side alive. She finally gets to the other side after she fought all these dangers that would exist in that water. Gets out of the water. Mr. B.I.G. Big runs, goes to Angela, gives her a hug and shakes her hand, says, you are the one that I'm going to select. And he said to her, but you got to answer one question for me. What made you take such a big risk to fight all those things to get to the other side? Angela said, listen, Mr. Big, all I want to know is who pushed me in that water. And you know that Angela's mom pushed her in that water because she wanted her daughter. Her daughter needed a little bit of a push, you see, to be selected. So as parents, you got to know when you can and when you cannot push. Maybe there was an extreme push, if you will, but as parents, you also need to know when you should back off and when maybe our young men and women may need a little push to succeed. But please be mindful that you as parents play a major role. And what you do with them each and every day will make a big difference. But I ask you for one thing. Please, as parents, as grandparents, as family members, remember that we also want them to be kids while they can. We live in a world today, unfortunately, that children are not allowed to be children sometimes. You got to keep in mind that once you grow up, you're not going to go back and be a child. So as parents, think about that a little teeny bit, because it really makes a lot of sense. And you as parents are doing a tremendous job, and we know that is the reason why you get up and go to work every day. It's right here in front of us. So keep up your wonderful work, and the dividends that this will pay off will be amazing. So please keep that up. And honestly, before we give out some certificates, I want to thank 2 more people, then I'll stop thanking. but we are very, very proud. We are a very successful school, mainly to the giving of their time, love for each and every student at Roton Middle School. We have an amazing PTA president, Ms. Brescher. We want to congratulate Ms. Brescher for all the wonderful So this is Ms. Brescher's last year's PTA president, and I know we'll be in good hands moving forward. But I also want to take a moment to also thank the co-chairperson of the School Governance Council, Ms. Jody Settler. Ms. Jody, I know I said Jody before. Thank you very much. They really have the heartbeat of the school, and they work so hard for each and every one. And we all reap the benefits because of their hard work. So with that said and done, we're going to give out some certificates tonight. And I want you to know, I don't want you to walk away thinking that, wait 1 minute, my daughter didn't get anything. My son didn't get anything. Keep in mind that we give out awards in the daytime, for effort honors, most improved, the one who had the highest grades for each quarter. We are very creative with those, but there are a couple of awards we're going to give out tonight that I really think are special, and everyone who is here should really appreciate some of those efforts. So we are going to call names of those students that have achieved the Presidential Award, and the Presidential Award is a certificate with a pin that depicts academic achievement, which is a 3.5, and Mr. Barbas mentioned that, which is amazing, which is wonderful, to students that have achieved a 3.5 or higher for 3 consecutive years. Again, you are the gift. And Mr. Barbas mentioned that is the highest we ever had. Okay? So I'm going to be reading names, and what I want you to do is come up, get your certificate from Mrs. James, and go back to your seat and remain standing. So parents, the trees, we are going to applaud at the end, because your children will be very upset if we spend too much time in here. So right now, let's call the names. Please come up and go back to your seat, but please remember to stay standing so that we can certainly applaud your efforts at the end. So, Mrs. James, I know you took my glasses and you put them somewhere. You didn't. It must have been Mr. Crouch. Mr. Crouch is tall enough to reach. No? Okay. So the following students, just come up as, and we're going to move this back a bit so we don't trip anybody. So again, 3.5 or above for 3 years. Here we go. We have a lengthy list, about over 70, almost 80 students. So here we go. Sherlyn Alvarado, Christopher Asenot. Remember, no till the end. Remember? All right. Raphael Benjamin. Uh-oh. That's not a good start. All right. Paula Bermudez, Glenda Bonilla, Joshua Bonnet, Samantha Bowsey, Lila Brescher, Lenaria Brown, Danielle Capes, Mason Carlucci, Ariana Centeno Johnson, Sarah Shute, Christine Custon, Alexandra Cullen, Toby Cunningham, Scarlett David, Isabella De Jesus, Zendas Diamandis, Jaime Diaz, Claire DiCaro, Laura Jane Dupa, Cindy Dupaton, Elias Asusi, Charlotte Fassett, Silvana Fernandez, Giselle Flores, Dahlia Foucault, John Fredrickson, Nathaniel Gibson, Max Ginsberg, Eli Good, Sophia Greco, Emily Greenman, Lucy Grillo, Kiera Henry, John Hogan, Alyssa Horton, Sophia Hall, Cherise Jean Charles, Ryan Kaufman, Tori Kelly, Frederick Klein, Jacob Coleman, Camille Lignani, Matthew Linder, Kiara Lindo, Sky McLeod, Caitlin Manna, Leah McCluff, Kelsey McClung, Jake McDonald, Jordan Medina Calderon, Harrison Moran, Emma Needleland, Kyle Nguyen, Paris Nieves, Henry O'Malley, Jose Ochoa, Gabriela Otero, Alexander Pasiakos, Jack Pavia, Eric Peterson, Sejan Porter, Zoe Sarr, Grant Settler, Max Savona, Ava Schmolzer, Philip Salzer, Sandra Semensky, Jack Valley, Benjamin Van Steen, Alan Veloz, Lily Wasari, Charlotte Walsh, Jackson Waters, Rosa Yusuf, Samantha Zeller, Eva Zariga, and these are the presidential awards, and they also have the White House, President Trump's signature, our Secretary of State, and your principals. So congratulations to all of you. Goodness. Oh, wow. How are you, sir? All right. So how about a wonderful applause for our ladies? Wonderful. Thank you. And have a seat. Thank you. You could be seated. And I don't know how Mayor Rilling does this, but he appears at the right time every time. So I am very honored to have Mayor Rilling say a few words to the class of 2018. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. It must be luck because I've just been to 3 other middle school graduations, so I have to run from one to the other. But it's a lot of fun for me this evening because I get to say congratulations to so many wonderful young 8th graders who have worked so hard. So class of 2019 at Roton Middle, congratulations. You know, as I've said at the other graduations or promotions, I guess, this is not really the end of anything or your education, but it is certainly the beginning of everything, the beginning of the rest of your lives. And believe it or not, you're going to be going into 9th grade, you're thinking, boy, I've got 4 long years ahead of me. I think your parents and many other in here can attest to the fact that those 4 years are going to go by very quickly. And the foundation that you've set here at Roton Middle in the last 3 years It's the building block. It's the foundation for what you're going to be achieving the next 4 years in high school. And I've got a few pieces of advice. You're going to be getting a lot of advice over the next couple of months, couple of years. You've probably already gotten some tonight before I came here. One is, during the next 4 years, work very hard. Work as hard as you can to achieve as much as you can. The more you achieve, the greater the impact that's going to have on the rest of your lives. Because these next 4 years are going to be very, very important. The last 3 were very important because, as I said, that set the foundation. My second piece of advice is to get involved. Get involved, join a club, a music program, a sports, volunteer in the community at a soup kitchen or at a shelter, at the hospital. Volunteer and give back to the community. Because as you're getting ready to go to college, not only will your grades be very important, but your extracurricular activity will be factored into it also and could just barely set you above somebody else. But it's also a lot of fun because you make the best use of your time. Third piece of advice is keep the friends that you now have that will be going on to high school with you. Make new friends. Broaden your horizons. Get to know people. Because the people that you will be going to high school with will be your friends for the rest of your lives. You're going to be making wonderful memories that you're going to be able to share. I still have friends from my high school years. I graduated from Norwalk High. And I still have friends from my high school years that we get together on a regular basis. And we have lots of fun talking about the things we did, how much fun we had, what we did. And last but not least, have fun. Enjoy these years. These years are going to be the best years of your lives. I'm excited for you because I know what my high school years were, and we relive them all the time. So make your memories. Enjoy your high school years. Like I said, they're going to be the best years of your life. And also, look around the room. Look at this side, look at this side, look at up in the balcony, look away in the back. There are people in this room, no matter how hard you worked, you didn't do it alone. There are people in this room, your parents, your children, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your grandparents, that gave you the love and support and encouragement that sometimes when things were a little bit difficult, made things just that much easier because they cared for you and they wanted you to achieve and they wanted to be there to help you achieve. So always remember to say thank you to them for what they've done for you. And be sure that you thank them every single day. And last but not least, thank your principal, your teachers, your guidance counselors, all the people that wanted you to succeed, that gave you, they imparted to you their knowledge, their expertise, yes, their love and their passion for teaching, because they also wanted you to achieve. So, 1, work really hard in high school. Get the best grades you possibly can. 2, get involved. Join a club, music program, sports program, or volunteer in the community. 3, make new friends. And cherish who they are and love them for who they are. And last but not least, have a lot of fun. You're going to have an amazing ride in high school, and it'll stay with you for the rest of your life. So God bless you all, and congratulations.
So, thank you, Mayor, and I'm always astonished how the mayor could actually do 4 schools and be here at the right time. So I'm totally amazed. So thank you very much. And I've known Mayor Rilling for many, many years when I used to be the Board of Ed, and we worked on gang committees and drug-free grants and so on. And he always put children first, which I'm really, really excited about. So before we move on to the next group, which are those kids who got straight A's for 3 years. It's an impossible feat, but some people have done it. I want to take a moment to do 2 things. One, to thank Mrs. Mazzello because she's going to be retiring at the end of the school year after she's worked at Roton for over 40 years. Thank you very much, Mrs. Mazzello. And I think Ms. Mazzelli will come back just to be on cafeteria and bus duty with me outside. I appreciate it. And the other people that you probably see each and every day and each and every morning, and really does those little things that really make Roton a much safer place, and that is Officer Cornella Bruzzini. And I know he's here. Thank you. Here are, and people remember the challenge, you cannot applaud or do anything until all the names are called. All right, so we do have cameras in here, we deal with stuff later. Make sure you abide to the rules. Here we go. These are straight A's for 3 years. How? I have no idea. Lila Brescher, come on. All right, Mason, come on people. Mason Carlucci, Sarah Shute, Isabella de Jesus, Theodore Diamandis, Helmi Diaz, Claire DiChiaro, Charlotte Fassett, Silvana Fernandez, Giselle Flores, Dalia Fugart, Sophia Greco, Lucy Grillo, Kira Henry, Sophia Hall, Tori Kelly, Jacob Coleman, Camille Lagnani, Sky McClud, Caitlin Mena, Kelsey McClung, Jake McDonald, Harrison Moran, Emma Niederland, Kyle Nguyen, Gabriela Otero, Jack Pavia, Eric Peterson, Grant Settler, Max Savona, Philip Stalzer, Sandra Someski, Jack Valley, Benjamin Van Steen, Charlotte Walsh, Jackson Waters, Roja Yusuf, and Eva Zaraga. Remain standing, please. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Now we can applaud. All right, you may be seated. Thank you. So I don't mind if you do that when it's the right time. All right? So save it and save it for that time. All right? But let's be nice and quiet while we call the names. These students have had amazing attendance, and one of the qualities that we all cherish, these 5 students have perfect attendance for 2 years. And I know we have 1 student who missed 1 day, and that person would have had it for 3 years. So here are the 5 students who have perfect attendance. They will be wonderful employees to have. So here we go. Joshua Bonnet, Samantha Bowsey, Nadia Lim, Estes Torres, and Roja Yusuf. Wonderful. And we do have 2 students that were selected by the entire staff to represent Roton Middle School as scholar leaders to the state event where just about every school in the state gets involved with. So we were very fortunate to have 2 amazing individuals to represent Roton Middle School. And they were Jacob Coleman and Roja Yusuf. And we we also have we have 4 students that were selected by the staff to receive the Norwalk Federation of Teachers Award, and this is actually based on academic and civic responsibilities. And the 4 students are as follows: Lucy Grillo, Joshua Bonnet, Isabella De Jesus, and Jack Valley. Congratulations. So now we are going to take the great pleasure to congratulate the class of 2018. We're going to call each and every name up here. And where's Officer Agustini? You're watching everybody? You are? Okay. You got a good view from where you are. We want to make certain that we do this in a timely manner. It took us about 10 minutes to call all the kids today. We practiced. So it's going to take about as much time. That means that all of you need to really hold it in until the last name is called. And what they will do, they will go back to their seats, and we will all honor and applaud them at the end. So that is where I need all of your help. Remember the apple and the trees. You are the trees tonight, right? So here we go. Where is Miss Tremonti and Mrs. Mahoney? You have your list? Is yours in large print? Good. Mine was, okay.
Karen Alcero Rios, Sherlyn Alvarado, Logan Arias, Ariana Armistead, Christopher Arsenal, Kenneth Avalos, Layson Baez Payano, Jalila Elizabeth Barrera Segovia, Evan Bausch, Lucas Benitez, Rafael Benjamin, Madison Barisha, Paula Bermudez, Denari Bien Ame, Sofia Blanco, Kahim, Glenda Bonilla, Joshua Bonilla, Merida, Joshua Bonnet, Samantha Boozy, Lila Brasher, Lenaria Brown, Caleb Burrows, Daniel Capiz, Mason Carlucci, Gianna Caruso, Daniel Castaño, Jean-Baptiste Celestine, Ariana Centeno Johnson, Sarah Shute, Sofia Colette Munoz, Juan Contreras, Charlene Conejo, Kevin Cortez, Christine Costa, Jocelyn Cruz Ortiz, Alexandra Cullen, Toby Cunningham, Lucas Danberg, Skylar David, Bryson Davis, Isabella de Jesus, Theodore Diamantes, Xanthus Diamantes, Axa Diaz, Amy Diaz, Claire De Chiaro, Lauren Jane Dupa, Cindy Dubutan, Yannick Edge, Elias Isusi, Charlotte Fassett, Jolene Fernandez, Silvana Fernandez, Giselle Flores, Dalia Fuqua, John Fredrickson, Jocelyn Garcia, Liliana Garcia, Nathaniel Gibson, Max Ginsberg, Brittany Gonzalez, Hector Gonzalez, Isabel Gonzalez, Eli Good, Sophia Greco, Daryl Green, Emily Greenman, Lucy Grillo, Gabriel Henriquez, Kiera Henry, Daniela Hernandez, Reginaldo Igareda, John Hogan, Connor Horlick, Gerard Horn, Alyssa Horton, Melissa Horton, Sophia Hull, Cherise Jean Charles, Nala Jenkins, Albert Jimenez, Ryan Kaufman, Corey Kelly,
Frederick Klein, Lorenzo Koenig, Jacob Coleman, Camille Legnani, Nadia Lim, Matthew Linder, Kiara Lindo, Adriana Lewis, Simon Machado, Sky McLeod, Caitlin Manna, Emmanuel Martinez, Liam McAuliffe, Kelsey McClung, Jake McDonald, Jordan Medina Calderon, Savion Melvin, Elizabeth Mendez, Kelvin Mendieta, Naomi Miller, Randy Moniz, Harrison Moran, Amir Mullings, Nyla Mullings, Leslie Morales, Emma Niederland, Kyle Nguyen, Paris Nieves, Henry O'Malley, Jose Ochoa, Madeline Olivia Lopez, Sincere Oliveira, Gabriela Otero, Anthony Palacios, Stephanie Paquin, Alexander Pasiakos, Beverly Paul, Jack Pavia, Eric Peterson, Sejan Porter, Sadari Ramirez, Luis Reyes, AJ Rivera, Joseph Robles Cazales, Wilfred Rosario, Nicolina Santil, Ajanel Sages, Christopher Semayoha, Dasani Sonsberry, Zoe Sarr, Grant Sattler, Max Savona, Ava Schmolzer, Moniel Shaw, Jake Silva, Philip Stalzer, Aaliyah Stanley, Joshua Stenberg, Sandra Szymanski, Anthony Torres, Jesus Torres, Juan Uresta, Brian Ujaguari Lancha, Jack Bailey, Benjamin Van Steen, David Varkey, Genesis Velez, Alan Blows, Jake Verdusco, Miles Vitucci, Gregory Volchek, Isaiah Blicky, Lily Vosari, Charlotte Walsh, Jackson Waters, Michaela Winningham, Nancy Williams, Rojab Yusuf, Norma Zagala, Samantha Zeller, Eva Zarega, Marissa Swickler.
So I could see and I could hear quite a bit of excitement. And I really don't blame you because you got wonderful young men and young ladies here, and it's tough to keep it inside. So how about to the count of 3, let it all out. The class of 2018. Parents, remember they are done at 9 o'clock. Don't forget to pick them up at 9. Mr. Don, the class of 2018, will you please rise?
Bryson!
It's been 2 hours and 10
Rafi! Rafael!
Oh, he's so cute. Rafi. Oh. Look at him. He looks just like you.
Congratulations on your boys' great grades.